Don't sleep on the drugstore because they usually come in hot. I'm here at the drugstore. Let's check out what's new in the realm of skincare, if there are any skincare holiday bundle gift sets to check out. I'm not seeing any holiday gift sets, but ooh, slippers. Now when it comes to slippers, don't underestimate the power of good arch support for cutting down on callus. It can make a difference, especially once you get through the wiser years. Your feet become more prone to dryness and callus formation. Menopause can bring that about. It's called keratoderma climactericum. Walking around barefoot, you don't want to do that. Looks like we saw these at CVS. You got to be careful with stuff like this. Nickel often in these things. And if you're wondering, like, why do I have this rash around my neck? It could be the costume jewelry. I hate to break it to you. Yeah, itchy dermatitis. Although, how cute is that? And of course, we have a huge selection of perfumes here. Be careful when it comes to perfume. Don't spray it directly into your face because it can easily settle on your eyelids and cause an eyelid dermatitis. And I know what you're thinking, like, who sprays perfume directly in their face? I see a lot of people online doing this. So just a word of caution. Those fragrances, they can settle on your eyelids, dry them out, irritate them. And it can really end up causing a pretty gnarly eyelid dermatitis. It's a pretty bottle. Pretty bottle. Sounds like a song. Okay. The drugstore is really not interested in holiday gift sets yet. Because Target had them out. Underrated for crepey skin. Look for 12% and higher, because once you get to 12%, it starts to work in the dermis to improve collagen production. Lower percentages can help the epidermis, which they're always laser focused on collagen boosting and producing more healthy collagen, which is important, but the epidermis atrophies with age, becomes more vulnerable to water loss, tearing, fragility. The barrier doesn't turn over as efficiently. You get a buildup of dry, rough skin. So lower percentages can address that, but once you get to 12% and above, it can tackle the dermis. Now, amlactin specifically says do not put this on the face because it can be irritating, burn, and sting there. If you have crepey skin that you're looking to rejuvenate the appearance of, 12% lactic acid. And of course, retinol can help boost collagen production. But the other thing retinol does, retinol or a prescription retinoid, is it improves epidermal maturation, which slows down with age. So ultimately helps smooth things out, and it helps to compact the stratum corneum so you have a tighter, smoother barrier. Well, Walgreens is trying to dupe bio oil. Bio oil is just a scented, perfumed oil is all it really is. And it doesn't treat stretch marks. Any emollient moisturizer rubbed into the skin as it's stretching with pregnancy, it may help reduce the final appearance of stretch marks, may help improve. Hyaluronic acid, on the other hand, does show promise for improving the appearance of stretch marks or reducing their formation. And you can find that, I mean, just gesture broadly and I guarantee you're going to hit like something here that has sodium hyaluronate, the salt of hyaluronic acid. Side note, this Calm and Restore line from ooh, I'm jumping the gun here because this is new. I love this line, the Calm and Restore line. But the gel moisturizer, this is new. I'm wondering how it compares to the facial version of this, which I adore and haven't used in a bit. Let's just scan the ingredients right quick. I wonder I'm sure maybe the texture is somewhat similar, but one thing I'm noticing is that in contrast to the facial one, this does not have centella. So centella is a botanic extract that can be soothing, anti-inflammatory. This does not have that. The facial one does. The facial one is good, but it can be pricey. Bliss has a new clarifying toner plus serum with Clarity 5 complex. Spa approved. Witch hazel is an astringent. Some people find is soothing. You can be irritated by it, as with anything. Salicylic acid is great for exfoliating the pores. Oh, this has centella. We were just talking about that. It has niacinamide, which is great for redness, dark spots, the moisture barrier. Tea tree leaf oil, which actually there's a little tiny bit of evidence that can be helpful for acne. However, tea tree leaf oil, it is not one and done. There is so much variation from batch to batch with tea tree oil, and there can be compounds in tea tree oil that are sensitizing, and so it's you know, kind of a tricky game to play tea tree oil. Check this out. Biore, the US edition, has their version of Aqua Rich. Now, chemical sunscreen with the American chemical filters and fragrance. I bet the consistency and texture is very similar, but I imagine that this one would be more likely to burn and sting around the eyes, as is often the case with American chemical sunscreens. Let me know if you guys have tried this one. It's not water resistant, but I've always loved the Japanese edition of this. This is Walgreens' version of Laneige sleep mask, which I do not care for. I find it irritates my lips. But the lip sleep masks, they're just like a very thick lip balm. The idea with the sleep marketing is to remind you to put them on at night before you go to bed, because the water loss out of the skin, including the lips, is a lot greater at night when you sleep. You have more blood flow to the skin. That's part of why itch in general tends to be worse at night. These types of products can be super helpful because the skin of the lips is even more vulnerable to dryness compared to the rest of your face, because it doesn't have that protective layer that the rest of your face has. This looks like the kind of thing people on TikTok would be foaming at the mouth over. Like, they tend to get really excited over things like this, vitamin E creams. But honestly, I'm pretty excited about this because vitamin E, you know, people like to get the capsule, the dietary supplement, and break it open and put it on the skin. Can be very irritating. Actually has been shown to compromise the final healing and appearance of scars. That being said, topically, vitamin E, depending on the formulation and the form of vitamin E, it is an antioxidant. It can help your skin in combating oxidative stress. This is fragrance-free, which is a first from polymers. This is interesting. I'd be intrigued to give this a try. What are they charging for it here? It's $8.99. Coconut oil gets this bad rap as being pore clogging, but there's really no good evidence that that's the case. There's some evidence that coconut oil is a helpful moisturizer for people with atopic dermatitis. All right, some notes about minoxidil. The 5%, more effective than 2%. 2% tends to fail. If you're a woman, you don't have to use the 2%. You can use a 5%. Men almost never respond to 2%. 2% is like pretty lame. A woman can respond to 2%, but it's generally not that effective. And as a matter of fact, they have a 5% now for women. This marketing is always annoying to navigate. But one thing I want to point out, so 5% comes in a solution and a foam. The nice thing about the foam is that it does not have propylene glycol, which seems to be the ingredient that causes a lot of irritation from minoxidil. That being said, the solution allows you a little bit better control of applying it directly to the scalp. I find the foam tends to get on the hair that you do have, and as a result, with the foam, because it transfers to the hair strands more readily, it's more likely to end up on your face and cause unwanted facial hair growth. So that's kind of a downside. A way to cut down on unwanted facial hair growth from minoxidil is to make sure that you allow the product to fully dry before you get in bed. Otherwise, it can transfer to your pillowcase and end up on your face. Also, make sure you wash your hands after applying it so that you don't get it on your face. You know, a lot of people like to use that on the brow area, and you have to be really strategic. You know, they want to use that to grow fuller brows. It can work out, but it can be a little wonky because of the way it shifts around the hair growth cycle. It can end up working out, but it can also be challenging to just get it where you want it and not have it go outside of the area. Also, people can run into this unwanted hair growth with latanoprost, Latisse. Or the Lash serums that you buy without a prescription that have prostaglandin analogs that work exactly the same way as Latisse. You can end up getting like unwanted hair growth around like here, for example. If you have psoriasis of the scalp or dandruff or just an itchy scalp, coal tar can be great. Can really be soothing for scalp itch. It's also great for dandruff and psoriasis in the scalp because of its effects on the epidermis and cutting down on flake formation or scale formation. This has peppermint oil, which gives it a little bit of a tingle. We used to have from Neutrogena, their coal tar shampoo was great, a great option as well, but they discontinued that. Walgreens has a dupe of it, you know, the Walgreens version, if you will, but the actual Neutrogena T-Gel is no longer available. Now, salicylic acid is another great option for dandruff, psoriasis, also for helping with scalp buildup. Then you've got selenium sulfide, which is excellent for dandruff, as well as conditions on the body related to Malassezia yeast like tinea versicolor, pityrosporum folliculitis, aka fungal acne. Now, Head & Shoulders came out with selenium sulfide shampoos as well. Traditionally, they've always been zinc pyrithione, another anti-dandruff shampoo, but they have this clinical strength line with selenium sulfide to compete with Selsun Blue. I really like their new Bare line because this packaging is really cool. It like collapses and you can roll it as you use the product. I kind of want to try some press-on nails. I know, who is she? But as I'm having that thought, you can become allergic to the adhesives in these, and they can cause dermatitis around your nail folds, of course, but also it can be easily transferred to delicate eyelid skin and cause an eyelid dermatitis. So that's a sneaky thing that could be going on if you're having problems with your eyelids. It could be something, either an allergy to like artificial nail glue or really anything that is on your hands, like jewelry, things that you touch and then are easily transferred to your eyelid. Speaking of allergy, paraphenylene diamine is in hair dyes. It is actually a common allergen, and it often presents with eyelid eczema and a rash behind your ears. Then eventually can involve the scalp in more involved cases. The answer is yes, 100% yes. If you were wondering, yes, this is so good. 2024 Discovery Best Of for sure. This elastic fiber hair mask, it really leaves the ends like super smooth and manageable and your hair like extra bouncy. It doesn't weigh the hair down. You just put it to the middle to end of your hair, not up close to the scalp, of course. But it's got like this little elastic fiber type texture to it. It's almost like these little fibers that wrap around each individual strand to really coat and reduce frizz and breakage and fragility. Really good. If you get a hangnail, this is really good. Basically, you just trim the hangnail a little bit, glue the little hangnail down. That'll allow the skin to heal, and it'll just eventually fall off. It's tempting to just want to pull it off, but that's the worst thing you can do. It's so annoying because you always get a hangnail like at the most inconvenient time, like when you're traveling or at work or something, and it's everything in your power to not try and chew it off because it seems to snag on everything and it's very uncomfortable. This is a great option if you have itchy skin because it's got pramoxine in it. CeraVe has one as well, but I'm noticing here, this is probably Walgreens pricing. The CeraVe one is $26.99. The Sarna one is $15.99. Plus, the Sarna one is FSA card eligible. I'd assume the CeraVe one is as well, but I could be wrong about that. This is fragrance free. Now Sarna also has this one with menthol in it, which can help distract itch, but maybe a possible allergen. This is useless. Topical Benadryl is doing nothing. Oral Benadryl just sedates you. It doesn't actually address itch. Don't put that on your face unless your doctor told you to, because it can worsen many facial rashes and lead to periorificial dermatitis. Redness around the nose. Check out my recent video on that topic. I dive into it in more detail. Well, as per usual, the drugstore was not lacking. Was not slacking, not asleep at the wheel, not falling down all over themselves, not dribbling on their chin. Yeah. They had it together. Together. Bring it all together, it's together. All right, y'all, I don't even know what I'm rambling about at this point, but I hope you enjoyed this shop with me. If so, something's about to go down with that siren in the background. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.